Hello again, folks. This is the massive preview of the new Glasgow derby. Celtic versus the Rangers on Sunday, 3:30 kick-off. We're going to go through everything here, folks. We're going to go through the forum, the injuries, the betting, everything. We're going to go through everything. Massive game for Celtic. League Cup final. Let's do it, folks. Let's do this. Okay, so welcome everybody to the Celtic Forever podcast. We're going to go through the massive preview of the Glasgow derby, the new Glasgow derby on Sunday, 3:30 kick-off. It's a big one, first silverware of the season. Looking forward to it. John, what's your early thoughts? As recording, how are you feeling about this one?
All right, Xander. It's no a new Glasgow derby, is it? It's about 12-year-old now.
It's 12. It's a sort of newish for football terms, isn't it? 12 years. But it's not that new, I suppose. I suppose you're right. But it is a new derby, John. It is only 12-year-olds, so and we've been dominant in every one just about that we've played in the 12 years, to be honest with you. But John, how's the nerves with this one? You're nice and calm, looking forward to it. What's your thoughts?
I'm never calm before a derby match, even though it's just a 12-year-old derby. It doesn't really matter. It's still a derby, isn't it? But no, I'm never calm before them, Xander. It's biggest game of the season so far for me, this one.
Yeah, that's it, John. That's it. Just a couple of wee snippets of news, John, before we go into the big preview. There's no much, really. In fact, there's only one or two things. Let's have a wee. Johnny Kenny, John, we spoke about this last week, didn't we? Johnny Kenny coming back to the club after his loan expires. It looks as though Brendan's going to maybe give this boy a chance, John. Obviously, he's scored all the goals over in Ireland, hasn't he? So he's scored, 19 goals, something like that, in 32 games. So it looks as though Johnny Kenny may get a chance under Brendan Rodgers. What do you think of that?
I think he will bring him back because we do need another striker at the club. I think we do need a third striker. So I'd be keen to look at him myself. Look, I've not even looked into the guy, to be honest with you. I know you said the last time I think he scored 18 goals.
Yeah.
I think it was 18. But I've never seen the guy in action, so we'll need to wait and see. I think Brendan will bring him back. And the board would certainly welcome Johnny Kenny back because they'll be happy to keep the cash in their coffers.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, we'll watch that one with interest. A boy that scores, although it's Shamrock Rovers, John, it's still 18, 19 goals. It's a good return, and he's a Celtic player, so give the boy a chance, give him a game or two. That's all you can do. Okay, that's it. Let's wrap that up, John. I don't want to go into any more news because it's just rumours and stuff like that. We'll leave it just now. Let's get into the big one then, John. 3:30 kick-off. I promised everybody I was going to do a weather watch, for the games from now on. So this is Xander's weather watch, John. We're going to have winds up to 30 miles per hour. It's going to be overcast with maybe some slight drizzle, John, so not too bad. And it's going to be mild as well, John, 11 degrees. So conditions are perfect for this one on Sunday.
Aye, that's good. 30 mile an hour wind, that'll be Dyson running past Taverniera.
That's true. Yeah, it'll be more than 30 mile an hour winds then. But no, John, that's your official Met Office weather prediction for Sunday at 3:30. So we're going to do that for every game on the preview from now on, folks. But weather aside, John, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the weather. It's just going to be a massive game into it. First silverware of the season. We're going to go through the odds. We're going to go through the injuries for both teams as well. We're going to go through the forum. We're going to go through absolutely everything, John. But let's start off with Rangers, John, celebrating yet another draw. They're famous for this, they're really famous for celebrating draws at home. Remember, John, at home, not away. They celebrated Celtic, beating Celtic 3-3, sorry. They beat Celtic 3-3. Remember, John, they celebrated that like they won the league. even though they were still 6 points behind us. And they celebrated a draw against a rank rotten Tottenham Hotspur team in midweek, John. I mean, they were so poor, it was unbelievable. They couldn't string two passes together. Two wee boys playing in defence, they couldn't beat them. But they got their draw, John. They got their one each draw. And, if he loses today, he's getting the sack, isn't he? So, what do you make of that, John? Rangers celebrating draw after draw.
I don't make anything of that. It's to be expected, isn't it? New club, 12 years old, playing a Premiership team that's, I don't know how old Tottenham Hotspur are, but aye, maybe that's why they celebrate just a new club beating an old club. I'm not really sure,
Yeah,
but
I don't get it, John. I don't get celebrating draws. I've never celebrated a draw in my life. Celtic drew with the Italians, Atalanta, John, and they walked off the park with their heads down. As a draw's no use. The draws are no use, especially for a team like Celtic. But they celebrate draws. So, okay, let's move on, John. Brendan, 1 loss in 33 cup games. A brilliant record going into this one on Sunday. 1 loss, John, in 33 domestic cup games. That is outstanding, isn't it?
it is. It's a great record for Brendan. By the way, I watched that game the other night with Spurs. I agree with you, by the way. Tottenham Hotspur were absolutely rank rotten. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Like he says, they could not string two passes together. I was like, what's going on here? Is this supposed to be an English Premiership team? They can't pass the ball 5 yards without giving it away. What's going on? I couldn't believe I honestly could not believe what I was watching there.
Right, rotten, John. You can understand why Ange is getting, threats of the sack, etc. John, 1 game from the sack, blah, blah, blah. You feel sorry for Big Ange, you really do, but the players just aren't doing it for them, are they?
Nah. I think he'll be sacked pretty soon. Ange, back to Australia with him, I think. That's the Spurs fans won't put up with that, But anyway, let's move on to the big game. That game's nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
But great record for Brendan, like you says. I'm looking forward to the game. Every derby match is always a good game. It's always nerve-wracking getting into them. You do not want to lose these games. Every Celtic fan knows that. Every Rangers fan knows that. It's a must-not-lose game. Unfortunately for Celtic, they haven't lost many games at all to Rangers in their 12-year history, have they?
No, I think it's 1 or something, isn't it? But
the COVID years, but the COVID year was their big success.
Yeah, the COVID year, John. You mentioned Ange and his preview interview. No, his preview, John. His interview before the game. Sorry, and he mentioned that, didn't he? The COVID season, how it meant absolutely nothing throughout the world. Any football that year meant absolutely nothing, and he said it in his interview. Absolutely brilliant for Big Ange Postecoglou.
Aye, it was, and he's only speaking the truth. It did mean nothing. Everybody around the world was having their family members dying of COVID. Nobody on the streets, no fans in the stadiums. It was like doomsday for a year. And they're crawling out of the dirt, the zombies. This is your chance. This is your big chance. Empty stadiums, friendly matches, basically. And they capitalised on that.
Yeah, behind closed door bounce games, really, wasn't it? That's what it was. And they got they did get a couple of wins that season, didn't they, as well, against Celtic? So yeah, Celtic, full squad, they're average with COVID. I think Rangers had 1 single COVID case. Anyway, John, we're going back, and we don't want to go back. Let's look forward.
I was going to say, zombies don't get the COVID.
No, that's it. No, but no, let's look forward, John. Let's look forward to this game on Sunday. Well said by Big Ange for saying that. That was brilliant, I thought. So I got up this morning, John. Still a wee bit dark outside. The Rangers are obviously feeling confident in this one, John, because the orange walk was out. Being policed by taxpayers' money, unbelievable. Bigot walks being policed by taxpayers' money. You can shout your abuse all you want in Scotland and Glasgow, John. That's no problem. The police will even make sure that they're okay. But they were out this morning, John. They're feeling confident, and they're in a wee bit of form, I suppose, Rangers, isn't they? They've had a wee bit of form, beating Ross County, beating St Johnstone, teams like that, and then a Tottenham Hotspur team at Ibrox that didn't turn up, basically. Half the players were on the treatment table. So they're taking that as form, John. But the bookmakers don't agree. We're going to go through that in a wee minute with the odds. Celtic are hot favourites there. But John, let's go through some team news. So Celtic injury concerns, obviously. Alistair came off in midweek, didn't he? But I think that was just a precaution. Alistair should be okay, John. Apart from that, everybody else is okay for this one.
Aye, that's it. Aye. I don't know why the Orange walk were out this morning. I thought that was just a summer thing. But I don't remember ever in my life living in Glasgow and seeing that in the winter time. I don't remember ever seeing that.
Yeah, they've been out for most of the morning, John, all over the East End. So that's obviously to do with the big game on Sunday. They're well out their boxes, John. We just need to make sure we put them back in their boxes.
Aye, well, this is it. We need to put them back in where they belong. Look, we've seen these games before. They're full of confidence going into the game, and it turns out they end up getting turned over. So, but look, they're on decent form. We're not going to kid ourselves here. They're on decent form. They've won, I think, 4 or 5 games in a row. So that is good form going into a derby match. 2 European wins. 1 European one. That was Nice C team, wasn't it? Playing against our 15-year-olds and all that. But
Yeah.
look, a win's a win in Europe away from home, Xander. I don't care. If you're playing in Europe and you get a win away from home, it's a good win. So they're on a wee bit of form. So, aye, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty close game on paper, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's going to be a close game. We're not under any illusions here, John. We know it's going to be close. We know they're on a wee bit of form, but Celtic are also on a bit of form. 1 defeat all season against the German giants Dortmund. So we are on fantastic form going into this one, to be honest with you. By the way, we've not even touched on the game in Europe midweek. We'll get to it, maybe talk a wee bit about that after the preview against Dynamo, Dynamo Zagreb. Okay, Rangers injury news, John. We've heard all this before. He's out, blah, blah, blah. And then they turn up the next day in the starting lineup. So Suter is apparently out, the defender. Matondo's apparently out. Lawrence is apparently out. And Casawiro, never heard him. Anyway, he's apparently out as well. So they've got 4 out for this one, John. But I don't think any of the players apart from Suter played any of the last 4 games. So really, all they've really got is Suter out for this one. Possibly, John. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet.
I'm not sure. I've not been checking up on football news at all. But I know he went off injured, so there is a chance he might be out. Tom Lawrence, of course, I don't think he gets a start for them anyway. So chances are he'll be out as well. Matondo, I haven't seen him in the games I've watched. So aye, chances are them 3 will be missing. But they've got decent players in there, Xander. They have got decent players, Rangers. So aye, they've got quite a big squad. To be honest with you, they have got quite a big squad. I'm not saying they're all brilliant players, but they have got a few very good players.
Yeah, I just had a quick look at their team, John. I'll quickly run through their predicted lineup before we get to the rest of the Celtic news. Their predicted lineup for me is Butland, Tavernier, Balogun, Proper, Jefty, Barron, Raskin, Cherney, who, by the way, was made to look like Pele against Tottenham. Cherney, Diamond, Yilmaz, and Agameme. Don't know, the guy up front anyway. So that's their predicted lineup, John. Let's go through the betting, John. This is interesting, I thought, with them being on such great form. Celtic are 8-11. The draw is 16-5, and Rangers are 4-1 to win in 90 minutes, John. So I'll go through the overall, result, extra time, penalties, whatever, John. But that's Celtic favourites going into this one, John. 8-11, and Rangers at 41. What do you think of that?
That's big. That is big. That is overwhelming for a derby match. That is really big.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised by that, to be honest with you. Celtic 41.
Yeah.
That is big.
The odds could change, John. It could be slightly more, slightly less, whatever, John. But it is round about the 41 mark as we speak. And to actually lift the cup, John, this is even bigger. Celtic are just under 1-3 to actually lift the cup. I don't understand that, to be honest with you. You're 8-11 to win the game in 90 minutes, but you're 1-3. You're even bigger favourites to win in extra time, which is strange. Maybe it's something to do with tiredness because Rangers had that 2 days less rest, possibly, John. That might be a factor in that. And to lift the cup, Rangers are 2-1, John. So yeah, I don't know, strange, but I think that's all down to the fact that Celtic have had that extra 2 days rest, possibly, John.
Quite possibly. I mean, 2 days playing a game at Ibrox, and then 2 days later you've got to play in a cup final. It isn't much rest to prepare yourself for a big cup final, to be honest with you. But like Celtic were playing midweek as well. I know we had an extra couple of days rest, but it's still tiring for the Celtic players as well. You know, it's a big cup final game, so both teams haven't had much time to rest, to be honest.
Yeah, that's it, John. Because Celtic had other travelling to do as well, didn't they? They were away from home. Anyway, John, I was having a wee look at the the build up to this one as regards to the managers. Clement saying Celtic have got all the money, blah blah blah, and Brendan Rodgers saying that Celtic don't get any handouts. It's all money that's been earned. So well done to Brendan for saying that as well, John. He said that in his interview, didn't he, yesterday, I think it was. So well done to Brendan for coming out and saying that, John. Celtic don't get handouts, which they don't. Every penny that Celtic spend is money that has been earned by the club. No handouts there for Celtic, John.
No, definitely no handouts. I mean, I'm sure Clement doesn't mean that Celtic have had handouts when it comes to cash. He obviously knows Celtic have earned at Champions League, selling players and all that stuff. Celtic, they earn every penny that they get. And the pittance that Celtic get off of Sky, it's you can't say that's handouts, you know.
No. It's the Celtic have earned their money, Johnny. Brendan's right. It's all down to success, really, isn't it? It's all down to success. So, and what we're talking about money, John, I think it's just came out that Rangers have to pay the compensation fee for Conor Barron to Aberdeen, which is around £700,000. John, they're on their knees financially, and now that's came out as well that they have to pay that extra money to Aberdeen. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but it's looking as though they're going to have to pay a compensation fee to Aberdeen, John.
Right, I didn't know that. Conor Barron, half decent wee player. I seen him coming on as a sub the other night. I thought he was a dead cert to start, but he came on as a sub against Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's hope Aberdeen get what they're due, because I don't know if he was one of their better players, but they certainly don't seem to be missing him.
No, it's I mean, Aberdeen, we're going to go through actually the weekend's fixtures as well, John, just after this, because we're just keeping up to date with everything just now, because it's been a few days since we've been on, and we've not even spoken about the Zagreb game yet, John. So, yeah, John, it's that's a massive amount of money if Aberdeen get that, for a player that was out of contract, really, wouldn't he? So, there may be a compensation fee for Aberdeen there, but they might struggle to get that. So we'll wait and see what happens. All right, John. Lineups, John. We've already went through their lineup. What I think they're going to start with, and they do have decent players, John. Let's not kid ourselves. They do have decent players, but Celtic have got top quality players in the squad. So I think it's going to be the strongest team possible, John. So what are you thinking? What's your predicted lineup for this one?
I look for the first time in a few months, they're going to be playing against Rangers. Are going to be playing against a team that actually knows how to play Rangers, and and they're very good players as well at Celtic. So that's the difference between all these other teams that have played. Celtic know them inside out, and anyway, predicted lineup. I was just thinking,
so they know them inside out. I mean, the success Brendan's had against Rangers is unbelievable when you think about it. I think it's one defeat, isn't it? Brendan's had against Rangers one defeat, John, out of all the times we've played them. So Brendan, as you say, John, Brendan knows Rangers inside out. He knows exactly how to play them. Even when we're down to 10 men, John, he knows how to play them. So we've got that on our side. We've got a top class manager. We've got top class players. a win makes us, the team in Scotland that's won the most trophies as well, John. So if we win tomorrow, we've won the most trophies in Scotland as well. So obviously we're already the most successful club anyway. We're winning the European Cup, so that goes without saying. But as regards to trophy count, John, if we win on Sunday, we've won the most trophies domestically as well. So I mean, everything is there for us, John. It's there. So yeah, you're right, John. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Brendan knows how to play against Rangers. So who will he pick, John? Which is lineup? What are you thinking, buddy?
Strong as possible. Obviously, it's going to be a strong team. It's going to be the strongest, and we always struggle when we get to the centre of the park. But if all these players are available, Kasper Schmeichel, Trusty, Carter Vickers, Johnston, and this is another tricky one into the left back position. Who does he play at left back? Greg Taylor knows the game inside out. I think he's going to start with him. Mm-hmm. He knows the Derby match too well not to start Xander, to be honest with you. Yeah. Centre of the park, I think it's going to be McGregor, Rio Hatate, who's not been in great form, but he'll start. So it's going to be McGregor, Hatate, and I'm going to go once again for Paulo Bernardo.
Yeah.
Up front, the usual three: Maeda, Kyogo, and Kuhn.
Right. And it's always good to know you've got big Adam Eder there, John, as backup, who always plays well against Rangers and always scores against Rangers as well, John. So, you hear about, all you're hearing about the Rangers this, Rangers that, because they'll draw with Tottenham, right? But we have got quality, top class players in that team, John. Big Adam Eder, he comes on as a sub against Rangers. Maybe he'll start, I don't know. But nobody knows about Brendan. But he's always there, and he always puts the ball in the net against Rangers, John, as well. And he's big, strong, physical against their defence. So I'm going to go with obviously Kasper in goals. Obviously Johnston if he's fit, which I think he is. Greg Taylor, Trusty, and Vickers. Midfield, we're going to go with Callum, Rio, and Bernardo. John, I think it's just the same as yours. I was thinking, he maybe play the £11 million man, John. I don't know. He might go with the man who scored against Hibs, John, Arnie Engels. I don't know, but I'm going to go with Bernardo anyway. And as you say, the usual three up front: Kyogo, Maeda, and Nicholas. So that's that. Do you think that's the strongest team possible we could put out there, John? Or do you think maybe Scales makes it stronger? I don't know, John. What do you think? I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a place for Scales in the starting lineup, is there?
No, judging by what we've seen recently, no, I don't think so. And he can find himself very unfortunate, but I think he's going to go with Trusty. Definitely going to go with Trusty. Sadly, I don't think there's a place in the starting lineup for Big Liam, but there you go. That's basically a predicted lineups are both the same. I think Bernardo's a better player than Engels.
Mm-hmm.
For what I've seen so far, I'm not saying Engels might just be struggling to settle in or whatever. I don't know, but I think it's a case of Paulo Bernardo's the better player, so he's the man that's going to get the nod.
Yeah, and obviously I think Luke McKibben's cup tied for this one, isn't he? So he's not going to be starting. Okay, all right, John, that's it. We've previewed the game. The big build up. Even just talking about it gets you excited. So Sunday afternoon, 3:30 kickoff. It's going to be good. It's going to be a red hot atmosphere as well, John. Obviously, Beaton, he's the referee for this one. So we need to be on our best behaviour, John. No silly fouls inside the box, no silly heavy tackles. We've just got to play the game the way we always play it, John. And I think we should be okay. So what's your predicted score then, John? What you thinking score-wise? I know you said it's going to be close, but we need a score off you, buddy.
I do think it's going to be close. Absolutely, I think it's going to be close. This isn't going to be a walk in the park. I've been looking at some of the score predictions on your Facebook thing for the competition.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, all that stuff, 3-0. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. You've got to be realistic. Rangers are on a bit of form. We know that. They're going to be up for this. But what you've also got to remember is, like I said earlier, Celtic know how to play them. Tavernier running right against Tottenham Hotspur, getting up the park and all that. Do you think he's going to be doing that with Dyson Maeda breathing down his neck, snapping away his ankle, stealing the ball off him? He's going to be pushed right back to his 18-yard box defending. So you've got to bear things like that in mind, Xander. It's not going to be a case that they're going to be offered all the space in the world. Celtic will press them high and force them into mistakes, especially Tavernier, who, if Rangers lose the game, will get absolutely roasted by their fans. And they've been praising him to the hilt. He's fantastic. He's back to his best and all that. Well, he's not played against Celtic since this so-called Captain Fantastic performances. He's not played against Dyson.
Yeah. John, the same thing happens every time we play them. We get this feedback from the press, from their club, from their fans, social media. We get this every single time we play them, John, and it's no different this time. So we're used to it. And then they get beat, and then they go back in the box for maybe a week, and then they start crawling back out again, John. So, what's your predicted score, John? I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game either. But what are you thinking, buddy?
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one. Rangers have got starting to score a few goals. They look quite dangerous when they're attacking, although they haven't actually played anybody, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go for a 1-0 Celtic.
And 90 minutes, John, or is that going to go to extra time, do you think?
I don't think it's going to go to extra time. I'm going to go 1-0 Celtic.
Right. I'm going to go 2-0 Celtic, John, in 90 minutes. No extra time, no penalties, professional job, 2-0. We'll take the cup and we'll move on to next weekend's game against Dundee United at Tannadice, John. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I hope I'm right. Obviously, these derby matches, John, anything can happen. Rangers are on form. They could get gubbed. Celtic are on form. Celtic could lose the cup. Anything can happen in a derby game. Anything. But the bookmakers have got us as favourites. So I'm quite happy with that. We just need to turn up, John. We need to make sure that every single player turns up to a man and puts in a stellar performance, John. Nobody hiding. Nobody, off form for whatever reason, John. We just need every player to turn up.
Well, this is it as well, isn't it? Every single Celtic player has to give 100%. Look, Celtic are well aware of that. They've got to give 100%. They're not going to take Rangers lightly. They're not going to say, look, we've beat them. They can't get the better of us. The reason they can't get the better of Celtic is because these players are giving 100% in every one of these games. So the Celtic players know what it takes to win one of these derby matches. They absolutely know 100%. I don't think this one's going to be any different, to be honest with you. I know Rangers will make it hard for Celtic, but I don't know. It's a hard one to call, but I just think Celtic know what it takes. They know absolutely what it takes to turn up and win a derby match, and that's why I think Celtic, the score will be no different to every other derby match. I think Celtic will win this one, aye.
Yeah, okay. Nobody knows, John. We're just giving predictions, aren't we? So we'll wait and see what happens on Sunday. Just another wee quick thing I wanted to mention that I hope doesn't change on Sunday, John. Rangers have not had a penalty this season. I think that is baffling, to be honest with you. So if it goes to penalties, they've not had much practice this season. I was just thinking that way, Obviously, we hope it doesn't go to penalties. But no penalties, John. We just want that to continue on Sunday.
Aye, well, it could go into a penalty kick shootout, of course, but I don't think it'll get that far in the game. I do think Celtic will win it without penalties, but Rangers not having a penalty this season, it's a weird one, isn't it? Normally by this time they've had about 20.
That's true. Yeah.
So, that's a strange one.
Yeah, very strange. As I say, we don't want beating changing that on Sunday, John, that's for sure. Okay, John, let's wrap that up then. That's good luck to the boys. Good luck to the champions, and the champions elect as well. 11 points clear at the top of the league. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant just now, Celtic. Keep it up on Sunday and you won't be too far away. All right, are we run through the weekend's fixtures, John, right, before we get into the Zagreb game, John, right? Have a quick run through. Wee prediction off you, John. Hibs, Ross County. Sorry, John, I know talking about this after talking about the derby like that is the last thing you want to talk about, really, isn't it? But we need to do it, so let's do it, John. Hibs, Ross County.
Hibs wee bit of form. Apart from getting beat with Celtic, of course, 3-0. I'm going to go for a Hibs win here. I'm going to say 2-0 Hibs.
Yeah, yeah. 3-0 Hibs, yeah, they're on form. County no playing too great. Motherwell Dundee United, that's who we're up against next, Dundee United, John. So at Tannadice. So Motherwell United, Motherwell not in great form, are they? United are okay. What do you think, John?
I'm thinking, why are all these teams getting 2 games in a row at home when Celtic haven't had that once this season?
Yeah, I know, John. I know. That's it's just a luck, isn't it? But I think it balances itself out in the end, isn't it? But it'd be good to get maybe a couple of home games in a row, wouldn't it? But no, it never happens for us. It's always home away, home away, home away. But no, John, it's not going to happen, is it?
Well, it's either home away, home away, home away, or home away, 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 home away, away, home, like that for Celtic.
Yeah, that's it, John. That's it. If we do get a double back-to-backs, don't we, away fixtures? That's happened quite a lot this season already. So we must be due a few home ties. So we'll wait and see.
They're coming in January, Xander. I was checking the fixtures. They are coming in January. There's a couple of times that happens in January, so that's good.
Good. Yeah, that's a busy schedule, isn't it, John? It really is. But in saying that, John, we play this Sunday and then we don't play again till next Sunday. So full week's rest after the cup final, John. So and Rangers play first next Saturday, John. So they've got a chance to close the gap against Dundee Ibrox. Right, sorry, John. Motherwell against Dundee United.
Aye, or is it February after the winter break? I know after the break anyway, we've got a couple of home games in a row, and then that's followed by an away game, then another couple of home games. I can't remember who they're against, but that is coming, so we look forward to that.
It's about time, I know, John, to be honest with you. It's about time, I know. Because Celtic Park's surface has hardly been used this season, to be honest with you.
Aye, well, Celtic do all the hard work. The early stages of the league, the halfway point, when all the hard work's done, all the away games have been won, and then we start to get it easy. So when I say get it easy, I mean we get home games. Anyway,
yeah.
Dundee United against Motherwell. Sorry about the diversion there.
It's a fair part, John. Motherwell are at home.
Motherwell's not been on great form recently. I'm going to go for a draw there. I'm going to go for a 1-1.
Right, I'm going to say United, John. 2-1 win for Dundee United. Battle of the Saints, St Johnstone at home against St Mirren.
Sorry, you cut out there, Xander. Who are you going for against Motherwell United?
A 2-1 win for Dundee United, John. Away win there for me.
All right, that's surprising. No, I'm thinking 1-1.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, John. Battle of the Saints, St Johnstone, St Mirren.
Again, St Johnstone's a funny team, isn't it? A wee bit of form, then followed by a few losses and all that stuff. St Johnstone. Where is it played? McDermott Park?
Yeah, it's up at St Johnstone, John.
I'm going to go for a 1-0 St Johnstone one.
Yeah, St Mirren's a funny one. They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. They don't know what they're doing, to be honest with you. But they're a decent wee team, St Mirren. I like them. I actually like them. I don't know. 2-0 St Mirren, John, for me. And on Sunday we've got Kilmarnock against Hearts, John. So Kilmarnock at home, plastic pitch against Hearts.
The Blues Brothers.
The Blues Brothers.
Too many sevcos.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a narrow Hearts win there. I'm going to go 1-0 Hearts.
1-0. 1-0 to the Mini Bells. I'll say a wee draw there. My first draw of the weekend. 1-1. Kilmarnock Hearts. Right, John. That's your predictions for the weekend. That's your league fixtures. We word on Brunei Watch, John. We've not spoken about him for about a week. Last weekend they got beat by Partick Thistle 1-0. So another loss for Brunei. This weekend it's a battle at the top, John. It's Ayr United against Falkirk again. It's at Ayr United's ground. That'll be a decent game later on. Actually, John, I'm looking forward to that one. Ayr United against Falkirk. Ayr sitting third in the league, John. A massive 10 points now behind Falkirk. So at the end of the day, if they want to win the league, it's a must win for Ayr United, John. So what are you thinking, buddy?
It's a tough game for Brunei, that one. They've got to win this one. They've got to win it. I'm sure Brunei knows that. But Falkirk, thoroughly decent team. I'm going to go for a Falkirk win there, Xander. I'm going to say
Yeah.
Falkirk. I think Falkirk they'll turn them over. I think quite convincingly. I'm going to go for 2-0.
I agree with you, John. Falkirk win for me as well. I'll say 1-0 just to be different. All right. Okay, that's Brunei watch. Good luck to Brunei anyway. We'll wait and see what happens. Massive game up there, isn't it? By the way, incidentally, they're 7 points behind Livingston as well. And they're sitting in third place, Ayr United, Scott Brown's Ayr. So, okay, good luck to Brunei. Quick word on the Celtic ladies. Got beat in the Champions League, didn't they, last week? And next week they play FC20 away from home. Celtic ladies on the Tuesday. So good luck to the Celtic ladies in the Champions League. Let's hope that they don't get a wooden spoon with no wins and no points, John. Let's hope they get something on the board pretty soon.
Aye, I've only watched a couple of their games. They look a bit out of their depth in that Champions League, to be honest with you. I've watched a couple of games. It doesn't make for good viewing, Xander. So anybody that, I don't know, watches that stuff, I think they'll be of the same opinion, to be honest. They just look at their depth.
Yeah, it's just the money they're going to make, John. So they might strengthen for next year, hopefully. Rangers play Glasgow City, by the way, at the weekend in the league. So Celtic will have a game or two in hand. No league game for the Celtic ladies. Right, John. Europe midweek, the draw. We don't celebrate draws. We're not like that. We don't celebrate draws. But it was a tough one, wasn't it? You know, we should have won the game, you know, against Dynamo. We really should have. But we didn't. But it was a good point for me, John. It was a really decent point. It puts us in a fantastic position to play Young Boys of Bern at Celtic Park in our next Champions League game. I think it's January. So we're in a great position, John, and our next game's at home against Young Boys of Bern. Just fantastic, John. But as I say, we don't celebrate draws. We walked off the park with our heads down, you know, not happy. Brendan not happy. Players not happy. Fans are content with a draw, aren't they? Fans are content. I'm content as well. What's your thoughts, buddy, in the game in midweek there?
I think Celtic should have wiped the floor with them and been a bit braver, to be honest with you, Xander. I think they were a really poor team. And I do honestly think, I says this to you when I texted you midweek, I think Celtic should have turned them over. I honestly think Celtic should have went for the jugular, with that team. They held back. I think Celtic were looking for the draw, to be honest with you, when they could have. I think Celtic could have easily beat them, Xander, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree, John. We were all over them, really. You know, they had that fantastic chance, didn't they, Dynamo Zagreb, where Kasper tipped it over the bar. What a save that was yet again. You know, that should have been in the net, if you want to be honest, that header. But it's a great save, tips it over the bar, and we get the point. But, you know, anything less than that point, John, if we had been beaten that game, it would have been a travesty, to be honest with you, because they were nowhere near that game. Celtic, it was a funny one, wasn't it? We didn't have many shots in target at all, did we? I think we're a wee bit better in the second half. First half, there wasn't much. I think we had our foot in the brake pedal in that one, John.
I just think Celtic should have been a lot braver and just went for it. They you could see them holding back. They maybe didn't want to make that killer pass in the final third. They seemed to go back the way an awful lot. They were a wee bit scared to go forward in that sense. Instead of making the killer pass, they would go backwards and it would all start again, the rebuild. And I think that team were absolutely there for the takings and Celtic. Look, to be fair to Celtic, we got the point. A point's a very, very good result away from home in the Champions League. Don't care who it's against, it's a point on the board. So that's good. But in my honest opinion, I think that was I'm not going to say a poor result, but I think Celtic could have took them. I think Celtic could have easily turned them over 3-0 if they just went for it.
Yeah, totally agree, John. Okay. There's not much more we can really say about that game, is there? You know, we take a point, we should have won the game. Everybody thinks the same. Even the manager thinks the same. So it's a decent point, John, and we're 1-1 away from the round of 16 playoff. So, and that's against a team that's near the bottom of the league in the Champions League. So things are looking okay. All right, John. All right, that wraps that up. I don't know if you want to go through a couple of comments or no.
Aye. It was disappointing in midweek. I thought the point, I'll take that point. That's a good point. That's us on 9 points, 2 games to play. That's looking good for Celtic, I think, for a playoff spot. Beat Young Boys at home. I think we'll be okay, but it could have been a lot better, Xander, to be honest with you. I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but we could have took them. That game was there for the win, and that's I think any Celtic fan watching that will agree with me.
Yeah, I was just thinking back to the game there. I was a wee bit disappointed at the time because they were there for the taking, John. Let's be honest. Especially they had all the injuries, didn't they, as well? And anyway, you're thinking of the Celtic supporters that are out there. Just put the ball in the net, put the ball in the net for them. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, John. It was a bit of a snooze fest, if you're going to be honest, wasn't it? It was nothing each draw. Um, Okay, John. And I just wanted to have a wee word on their draw in midweek as well, John. The Rangers draw in midweek at Ibrox. 50,000 screaming Rangers fans, screaming their vile abuse. And the commentary love it, John. The TV commentary loved it, word for word. Unbelievable. Instead of saying, like Crocker said a few weeks ago about the Celtic fans, that should have been repeated. But no, they loved it. This atmosphere is amazing, they were saying, John. Okay, John, that's enough of them. Let's have a wee word on the commenters, John. I haven't read many of the comments after the game in midweek, so this is all going to be new to me.
I will look forward to hearing whoever's commentating on the game on Sunday. See what they think of that.
Yeah.
But aye, red hot sectarian atmosphere was fantastic. If that's your thing, very good.
Yeah, at red hot, McCoy's loved it. Absolutely, sectarian vile language on the airways for all to hear. Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, sorry, John. Back to Celtic. So, we need to bring these wee things up, I suppose, John, don't we?
Well, it's a big derby game coming up. We're just letting the Celtic fans know what kind of hot atmosphere we're up against with the Rangers fans there. I think we already know.
Yeah, of course we already know, John. Yeah, exactly. So it's talking about the game again, John. I'm really looking forward to it. I actually think we're going to do it. I could be wrong, of course, and people could clip this, whatever, John. But I've just got a good feeling about Sunday.
I may as well. Why? Red hot bile from the stands, and you can't beat it.
Yeah, that's it, John. These are professional commentators. This is fantastic. It's fantastic. I called them, John. The two of them. Don't know who the other guy was, but McCoy and the other guy both loved it. So, sectarian abuse is fantastic in Scotland.
I never heard McCoy. I was watching it on Premier Sports, and it was an English guy in the commentary. Don't know who that was either.
Yeah, I don't know, John. I was watching it. I don't know what channel. Was it TNT? Was it possibly McCoy was on? I'm not too sure.
Probably TNT then. Anyway, that's enough of that garbage, Sander. We've heard all that stuff for them for over 100 years. Well, 12 years for the new club.
Okay, John. John, as I say, I've not read any comments, so I don't know if there was many or no. I don't know, but what the commenters saying.
Commenters are saying Martin McNichol was saying, "Love the pod." Thanks, Martin.
Cheers, Martin. Thanks, pal. New commenter there, brilliant. Welcome aboard, Martin.
I think Martin's been here before, Sander. I'm not really sure. I get confused with commenters' names, but I'm sure I've seen Martin here before. Thanks, Martin.
I've seen a Martin, John, but I don't remember the second name McNichol, so that's maybe a new Martin, John.
Oh, it's no McNichol. It's just Nicol. Martin Nicol.
Yeah.
Hector's brother.
Hector Nicol. No, I don't remember him, John, but thanks for the comment anyway. Keep the comments coming in, pal.
I think that's how I remember Martin when I says that the last time. Brother of Hector. And you didn't know who Hector Nicol was. An old Glasgow entertainer or something, wasn't he?
I don't know. Still don't know then.
That's like I says. That's my mate used to ask for 2 Hector Nichols with his chips and a chippy.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Aye. So Martin's he's not a new commenter then, John. So welcome aboard anyway, and keep the comments coming in, pal.
Thanks for that, Hector.
Here's Martin.
Thanks, Martin.
So, by the way, I like a wee Hector Nicol with my fish supper, by the way. So,
Hector Nicol with a sausage supper's good. Brown sauce on it, aye. Beautiful.
Right, okay. Make me hungry, John. You always do this. You always make me hungry. All right, John. What else we got?
Rosemary says, "What an honest, no PC podcast. Hail, hail, lads! Keep up the great work."
Nah, John. There's no point in holding back, is there? You've got to tell what you think and what's on your mind. You've just got to say it as it is. We don't use any vile language, but we do say it as it is. So thanks for that, Rosemary.
Aye, thanks, Rosemary. You've got to say it as it is. Sorry if anybody hears me coughing today. I've got a wee bit of a cough. I'm trying to hold it back here by drinking Bar's American cream soda.
Yeah. It's funny because I've got a similar sort of drink here. I'm drinking Vive Marshmallow Fizzy Pop. Marshmallow, John. It tastes like cake. It's absolutely lovely.
I've never heard of that. Marshmallow fizzy pop.
Yeah. Home bargains. Get yourself to Home Bargains, folk. Try it. Beautiful.
All right, never heard of that. Sounds nice, that. And I've got the old Bar's cream soda there. Kind of Bar's cream soda. And I haven't bought a fizzy drink for I don't know how many years, Xander, but I ended up when I was doing my shop, I picked up a packet of Bar's cream soda. Beautiful, by the way.
Cream soda's nice, but this is different, John. This is at Home Bargains. 1 litre bottle. My old man picked it up, dropped it off at my door, and he said it's 15 pence a bottle. So get yourselves in there, folks, because it's really nice.
Where Home Bargains? I'm nowhere near Home Bargains. I don't think so anyway. I think the nearest one would be in Stirling, which is about 15 miles away.
Right. It's a long way for a bottle of 15 pence juice.
Cost you £3 to get there and back.
All right, John. What else have we got? Nobody talking about the game? No, it's nobody talking about the mid. No wonder there's not much to talk about, was there?
No, there was nothing to talk about for that Zagreb game. Absolute guff, to be honest with you. But like you says, at least we never celebrated it.
No. Well, we don't celebrate draws. I don't think I've ever celebrated a draw, John, to be honest with you. I was happy with the Atalanta draw, but I didn't celebrate it. I'm just happy when I've got beat, to be honest with you.
No fireworks?
No fireworks whatsoever.
All right. Anyway, moving swiftly on. James Doran. James says, looking forward to tonight's game, and I reckon we will turn them over 2-1, and I think CCV, Valley and Bernardo will start tonight. Well, that's obviously going back to the Zagreb game. James thought 2-1. I says a draw before the game. I think I says a Desmond, didn't I? 2-2.
You did, yeah.
But I got a 1-1. That's not get quite the same ring, has it?
No, it was. I said 1-0 to Celtic that night, John. I said 1. I thought we'd come up with a win as well. And we really should have. We really should have attacked them a bit more. I know you need to be cautious in Europe, John, but they were not the Dynamo Zagreb that they normally are, John, with all the injuries that they had. We could have went out a wee bit more, and but I think Brendan was aware of the game before it against Hibs, John, when we were cut open. You know, as you said, like a knife through butter, time and time again against Hibs. I think he was wary of that, and he was trying to lock up the defence.
Just far too cautious. I maybe was trying to lock up the defence after the Hibs game. I just think it was far too cautious and could have went for the jugular and turned them over about 3-0 because I thought they were absolutely ranked rotten.
Yeah, I agree, John. I think everybody agrees with that. Well, we're even favourites with the bookies going into this one, weren't we? Away from home in Champions League. Never happened. Favourites, and we never capitalised on it, John, to be honest with you. But, John, at decent points, you say a point on the board and 1 win required for playoff qualification.
Aye, that's it, isn't it? It could have been 3, but let's not cry about spilt milk. That's what it is. We got the draw and that's it. We deal with it, we live with it, and we move on to young boys. Yeah, that's it, John. Cheers, James, for the comment, by the way. Cheers, buddy. That didn't sound right, that. Anyway. No, never does when you talk about them. No. But anyway, moving on. Mad About Football says, beaten for the Glasgow derby. would be torture. Well, your dreams came true, mad about football. Live with it.
Yeah, it might be torture, it might not be. It all depends if Celtic turn up. Don't give the referee a chance to influence the game. That's what I would say about that. Mad about football. But I know what you're saying about beating. He has, shafted us a few times. If you're going to be honest with you, he has gained some dodgy decisions against us. But he's also done a few things that have been in our favour as well, John. So don't give the referee a chance. Don't give VAR a chance either. Just turn up, play the game, and we'll take it from there.
Well, exactly. I agree with you 100%. I don't think beating's the worst referee out there, to be honest with you. I know a lot of, me included and yourself included, we've had our gripes with him in the past, but he's also done us a few favours, so you've got to bear that in mind as well.
Yeah, that's it, John. It's don't let him influence it. That's all I say. And I don't think Celtic players will let him influence it, to be honest with you, John.
Well, when I say he's done us a few favours, what I mean by that is he's been honest, which is good. When he was on VAR against Rangers, the team he supports, he's did his, when I said favours, I mean things like that. I take my hat off for that.
He's done his job.
Exactly, he's done his job. He's been honest and he's done his job. So you've got to look at it that way as well.
Yeah. Okay, fair dues, John. Cheers for that, mad about football. Good comment, pal.
Aye. Anyway, Bundle of Fun was up next. Bundle of Fun says Champions League normally brings out the better of players, and any guys not normally getting a game try to play that bit better in Europe, even given their chance through injury. Says this is where they know they are seen. Zagreb are better than we think, guys, but not at full strength. Seems although, as said, any guys come and try hard, I'll go for a 1-1 draw. Sorry, I didn't understand some of that there, Xander, but I'm just reading it as it's written.
Yeah, that's it, John. He's saying that players are going to try harder when they're no first team players, and they've done okay. The Zagreb boys, they did limit us to very, very few chances. So, commenter's right, to be honest with you, but he was right with the scoreline as well. Not the scoreline, but the result, a draw. You said a draw as well, but yeah, it's one of the ones, isn't it? It should have been the 3 points, but beggars can't be choosers, John. We take the point and we move on.
Exactly, aye. That's all you can do. Take the point and move on. Any point in the Champions League, like I keep saying, it's a good point. So anyway, I'll just quickly read through the lines with who said that again? Bundle of Fun. It's quite a big comment. I'm not going to read it all, just read the main points. He says cameras do not lie and are the best thing. So he basically agrees with VAR. He's saying, as for VAR, I do prefer it. The cameras don't lie, basically. So I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went through that, John, didn't we, about the referees and VAR. They can't willy-nilly give decisions against any club now, because all the major decisions go to VAR. Red cards, penalties, goals, they all go to VAR. So there's no hiding place for the referee anymore.
No, there's no hiding place. It seems to be a bit better this season, I think, VAR. It seems to be a wee bit more consistent. Rangers no get the penalties they were getting last season. Of course, we spoke about that already.
Yeah.
Celtic getting half decent decisions. A bit more honesty, it seems, this season.
Yeah, long may it continue, John. That's what I can say.
Aye, there has been a couple of things that's you've thought, what? Are you kidding? But, it is what it is. We just love it and we move on. And he also goes on about the game on Sunday. He thinks 3-1.
Yeah. Good that prediction as any, I suppose. By the way, the ticker tape at the bottom is the competition. So just read the ticker tape at the bottom, going across the bottom and enter the competition box. I don't need to say any more about it. Good luck, everybody.
Aye. Right, we'll move on to the next comment, Xander, because the time's getting late on this.
Yeah, thanks, Bundle of Fun. Great comment, pal. Thank you.
I think Scales is going to start against Rangers, by the way. What do you think of that?
Possible. I think it's possible, to be honest with you. But we'll wait and see. We can only give our predictions, but it is possible. Scales, he could start. He always plays a blinder against Rangers, John. You've got to remember. It never puts a foot wrong against Rangers. So we'll wait and see what happens on Sunday.
Wait and see. But I don't think so. I think it's going to be trusty. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. If Scales starts, I'll be more than happy. I think he's a great defender, so I've no complaints there.
I'm the same, John. I agree.
Thanks for that, Bundle of Fun.
Yeah, cheers, bundle of fun. Great comment, as I says.
We would never sell a club says confident we can go to Zagreb and get a 2-1 win, but we need to be defensively better than in the Hibs game. And the 3 points should go a long way to get us into the qualifiers.
Yeah, we were defensively better than the Hibs game, to be honest with you, but we weren't attackingly better. So we've got to get the balance right. You know, I don't think Zagreb were any better than Hibs, were they? Let's be honest. So I don't know, maybe I'm doing Zagreb an injustice there, but I just thought we could have attacked a wee bit more. But we defended well enough.
No, I think Zagreb were worse than Hibs. I thought Zagreb were absolutely gash. Is that a word? Absolutely rank rotten. I just thought Celtic could have took a few off of them, no problems, and they're far too cautious in the attack.
Yeah, there wasn't many chances. I can't remember many clear cut. The one at the very end where Engels cuts the ball across and the defender gets to it first. That's all I can really remember as regards to shots on goal. And they had Kuhn at the byline trying to cut it back. The keeper got it, went it. Apart from that, I can't really remember. There was a free kick just over the bar from Bernardo as well, wasn't there? So that was our main chances, but there was nothing clear cut, to be honest with you.
Nah, absolute rubbish. But who was the boy that had Nicholas Kuhn in his back pocket? I think it was.
Yeah, that's right, John. He played well, that boy. I can't remember his name. Had it wrote down, but I can't remember his name. But he was decent. Nicholas Kuhn did not get by him once, apart from the fact once he did get by him once, and that was the one the keeper cut out the cut back. So apart from that, John, Nicholas never got by that boy once.
Aye, good player, that boy. I liked him.
Yeah.
He was the one that stood out for me. Can't remember his name, like yourself, but he had Nicholas in his back pocket. Good player.
He sure did. He was a good player.
That wasn't even his proper position.
No, but he done well, didn't he? He did. Nicholas didn't know how to get by him. So maybe we should have made a wee change earlier. Maybe there, John, possibly. I don't know, but doesn't matter, John. The game's over. The game's done.
The game's done. I think Zagreb parked the bus, so it was always going to be tough. It was like trying to break down, I don't know, say Motherwell at Fir Park, they're defending, or Kilmarnock or something like that. It was very similar to that type of game.
Yeah, definitely. Aye. But it wasn't a good watch, was it, John? It wasn't a nice watch at all.
Nah, but it's over now. Let's move on. Thanks, we would never sell a club.
Yeah, cheers, pal.
Peter Hendry was up next. Peter says, would be happy with a draw, but I fancy us to beat Zagreb 2-1. Unlucky, Peter. I think a few people says they fancied a Celtic win that night.
Yeah, I think, and why not, John? Look at the performance they put in, John. That's, you know, Brendan just didn't want to get beat away from home in Europe. That's the bottom line for me, John.
This is that, isn't it? And he never got beat in Europe, so you've got to just take the point and run. Be happy with it.
That's it. Away from home point. Can I argue with that, John?
No, it's over now, so we move on to the next game. Thanks for that, Peter.
Cheers, Peter.
Roseanne says, hi guys, hope Zagreb isn't kidding us on about their injuries and then hitting us with a shot full team.
Yeah.
No, they did have all the players, a lot of the players injured, Roseanne. Anyway, she says, I'm going to have a wee sneaky guess and say 1-0. Good luck to our boys and Kuhn for goal. Fingers crossed, everyone. Close, Roseanne. One each. Again, but there's no point going on about this game. We've talked about it, and it was just, honestly, it's one of the worst games I've watched in my life. It was absolutely right.
Yeah, I've actually spoken about it for a good 20 odd minutes now. That's the longest I've ever spoken about a nothing each draw. She gets the same guess as me. 1-0, that's what I said as well, John. I think many people would have said nothing each with that one.
No, definitely no. Honestly, it was hideous to watch. Falling asleep. I've never been actually nearly falling asleep during a Champions League game in my life.
Yeah, and Zagreb on the Rangers, John, they don't lie about their injuries. So when Zagreb announced their injuries, you can take it as their word that was their injuries, John. They're no Rangers football club, are they?
No, a team of integrity.
Yeah, that's it. Well said.
No, Zagreb, I can't say anything decent about them. I thought they were a poor team. You've got to expect that, considering the injuries that they had. But the boy that stopped Nicholas Kuhn, I thought he was an outstanding wee player.
Yeah, the wee left back. I can't remember his name. As I said, I had my notes wrote down, and then there was no point in even looking at notes because there was nothing to talk about, as I say.
Good player though, Zander. Would we like to see him at Celtic?
Well, Nicholas couldn't get by him, John. So he must be decent, and he looked decent, didn't he?
I thought he was thoroughly decent. The one thing I could take out of that game is that boy was a cracking player.
Aye, it was frustrating at the same time, wasn't it? Because we just couldn't get by him. We just couldn't get by him. You know, it didn't matter what we tried. That boy had Nicholas Kuhn in his back pocket, John. Is it Garvidal?
No, I know who it is. I just looked up their team. Gabriel,
that's it, John. Gabriel. Yeah, I wonder how much he would cost, because he's a decent left back. I don't know if that's his proper position or no, John, but he was decent. He was a good player.
Ronald Pierre Gabriel.
Yeah, okay.
Born in 1998. Born in 1998. He's a right back playing at left back. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's it. So he can play in both positions then, basically.
Aye. Good player. A good player. I really liked him. I thought he was the one out of their team that actually stood out to me.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's and if Nicholas couldn't kind of get past a player, then you know he's up against a decent player. Massive games coming up for us, John. Not just the cup final. We've got Rangers at Ibrox as well coming up. We've got Dundee United away. Just a lot of good fixtures coming up, especially through the festive period as well, John. So just a wee quick sum up then, John. Big Glasgow derby, cup final on Sunday, John. A wee final sum up for you, buddy.
I think there's a fear of Celtic and Rangers. I definitely think there's a fear of Celtic. They're not going to be turning up at Hampden with no away fans. It's a 50-50 split in fans. Celtic fans will make a lot of noise. The Celtic players are going to be 100% up for it. They're going to be playing a team that wants to win silverware and wants to beat them more than any other team. That's what they're up against, Sander. They're no up against a Tottenham Hotspur that put their reserves out, or a Nice team that put their wee boys out, or a St Johnstone or a Ross County that's absolutely ranked rotten. They're up against a team that wants nothing more than to win against them. That's what they're up against, and they do it very well. So this is a whole different ballgame for them. They might go into this game confident, the Rangers fans and their players, but deep down they'll know this is a team that knows how to beat us, and they do it well.
Yeah, that's what I meant by a sum up, John. That's perfect. Well said. Okay, John, that wraps it up. Well said there, by that was good. Okay, good luck to the champions. Good luck to the boys. No long to go to kick off. Just can't wait. I really can't wait. Just bring the trophy home, boys. Let's just bring the trophy home. First part of a treble as well, isn't it? So good luck to the champions, John, and we'll catch you on the post-match.
Hopefully we're talking happy things, Xander. Hail, hail, mate, and I'll speak to you next time.
Yeah, bang on, John. Well said. Okay, buddy. Hail, hail. Catch you all later. Thanks for now.